Happy Thursday. Man, Thursdays are really crazy because I come right off my back day and then I do more back deadlifts on Thursday and a bunch of leg exercises. Pretty nuts, but that's my routine. I'm sticking to it. I believe that's what's gonna get me to my freeboarding goals, and that is what's important to me, to improve my riding, to, you know, put myself in a position where I can go to scenic locations and ride without, you know, busting myself up real bad, and ride with better riders, because that's what makes you better, getting around the people that are better than you, not being a hater and being unhappy that there's people out there that do something better than you can do. So when I was young, my dad would put us all in the car. It was me and my brother at the time, and we lived in South Seattle. We'd get in the car and we would drive all the way to Burien, which is about maybe almost 10 miles from where we lived. And in Burien, what we would do is we would go down First Street in Burien and we would go to Blockbuster Video and rent videos. And so we'd be walking around in there for a while, and usually we get the videos, and then, you know, my dad would go over a couple, you know, doors, and there was a Domino's pizza joint, and he would get us Domino's pizza, and, you know, it'd be just a festive night and everything. And then, you know, we drive back home and watch our movies. Today, you can get a movie and a pizza by just clicking a few buttons. The delivery man will come to your house. The pizza will be right there, usually within an hour, especially if you just phone and call someone. You know, there's many more pizza joints around now. I remember there was pizza joints, you know, around when I was young, but not like they are now. There's a pizza joint everywhere now. And the movies are just, you know, seconds away. You don't have to get in the car and drive all the way over to, you know, Blockbuster Video or wherever to get a movie, or a few movies for you and your kids. So this got me to thinking. This technology has opened up so many doors. It circumvent the living process, the entertainment process. It put us in a position to cut down that time on that greatly. And I was looking at that as that is exactly what you want to do in your life. You want to make that trip between home and Blockbuster Video as simple as possible. You want to make it buttons away, seconds away, not hopping in the car, driving for an hour, sitting there, you know, in traffic or whatever, trying to get this, you know, movie, walking around the store trying to figure out what's going on, when you could just like comb through pages on the internet and press checkout, and seconds later you're watching the show. So that's what I do. I research ways constantly every day of how to circumvent the living process. How can I make my day smoother? How can I get more output out of my day than I would get without certain operations and certain systems that I, you know, enter into my my repertoire. So I want to throw out a couple of those today. I know it took me a while to get to, you know, throwing these out there, but hey, that's what it is today. Okay, the sun's out, I'm enjoying my little ride, and if I want to stretch it out, I'm just gonna stretch it out. So one thing that I've learned just recently is that we shouldn't write down our goals once. We should write them down twice, during the morning and during the evening. You're constantly writing down your goals. Now, you have your daily goals that you're writing down, then you also have your goals as far as like your short-term, you know, within a year goals, you know, these small ones that you're trying to get to. You're writing those down twice a day, and then you're writing your, you know, like your task list, you know, on your phone or whatever you do. You know, many people say that you should physically write them down. I do like to physically write them down and do the phone. That's just me. But you know, you could do your own thing, but you got to get them down on some sort of, space twice a day. And then another thing that you got to do is very, very acutely look at how much time you're spending talking on the phone, texting, and social media. Make it difficult for people to get a hold of you through those kinds of channels. If people need to get a hold of you, let them know. It's between these hours if it's not an emergency. If it's something that's business oriented or something that's helping you get to to your future goals, then have them get to you through a business email account. This will cut down on a lot of your problems. I just recently told myself I'm only doing an hour of Facebook and other social media, YouTube, and all that stuff. And that's including my editing and cutting of my videos. At an hour, I cut it off. I want to do the editing and everything like that, but it's taking up too much of my time. I have other things that I want to do with my life and with my time other than, doing the videos and dealing with people on social media. It's fun. I'm not saying I don't enjoy it. I enjoy, checking out everybody's stuff, but it's just, when I look at it in the long run, it's just a time waster. You know what I mean? I need to be paying attention to the relationships that I have with people that are in my immediate circle. So, I cut that back. And that was through research. That was through reading some articles that talked about, how these social media sites waste a lot of your time. And, a guy was talking about these other things that you could be doing throughout the day and how, they only take this amount of time, but most people average this amount of time on Facebook. And I was looking at the things that he was saying that you could complete. And I was like, those are some things that I want to do on a daily basis. So I replaced that with my Facebook time and, YouTube time, Instagram time, all that stuff, editing, Adobe, all that. I replaced more higher levels of responsibility and idea growth and thinking time for that time. So essentially life hacking. So I hope the video helped. I got to get ready to hit my workout, and just remember that trip to Blockbuster video can either be buttons away or miles away. Happy Thursday.